So I had a quick break in between my classes at school, about 4 hours, and figured I'd come out to Catawba Falls. I think it's how you say it, is Catawba Falls. It's right near Old Fort, North Carolina, right off of I-40, and it's not too far from where I go to school. So figured I'd check it out. It is rainy today, and when you come out here, don't, if you use like Google Maps, don't just punch in Catawba Falls and have it take you there, because it will not take you to the right spot, which I found out the hard way. So if you do, you want to go to the Catawba Falls Trailhead parking lot. That's what you want to put into Google. You do not want to put in Catawba Falls, because if you put in Catawba Falls, it will take you this way, which is a private, about right here, it's all private. It's a gated community. So I learned that lesson the hard way. It's basically right off I-40. It's a little access road that runs over here, and then it's got a parking area. There's actually some people here, which I'm surprised. I didn't think there'd be anybody here. It's Monday at 11:21 in the morning, and it's 53 degrees and raining outside, so I'm surprised there's anybody here. So it has restrooms here, a little information area, and it says Catawba Falls. Apparently this was a private land up until about 2 years ago, or maybe more. I'm not sure how long it was private for, but the conservation site purchased the land and then turned it over to the National Forest Service. So I just spoke to a gentleman. He said there's a lot of people ahead of me, which is kind of interesting. Again, Monday, 11 something in the morning, 53 degrees, raining. So, but I mean, I'm here, so I suppose someone else could be too. And they've done a lot of maintenance here. A lot of trees have been cut down. There's an old structure here. This is that bridge that they built, I guess, in the last couple of years. Or last year, actually. I think it was 2016, I read. This is an old structure. It's sad that people have hit it with the graffiti. And it appears to have been maybe some type of milling operation. I don't know what this was used for, but probably had something to do with going down into the stream there. Yeah, you can see where something was attached to it at some point. It's funny to walk this trail without a pack on. Because every trail I go on, I always have a pack. I'm usually testing some pack out. And I actually don't have a pack on this time of any kind. I didn't even bring water with me. I mean, I have water in the truck, but figured 3 miles round trip, well-established trail, and I'm not going to need it. How much further up is it?
Not far, probably 15 minutes tops. You cross one bridge, and you'll start to see it in the back.
Okay.
So, yeah, 15 minutes maybe.
And this is a new gimbal, so it seems a lot more loose than my other one. Just in terms of when I pointed my old gimbal, it just turned right with it. This one slowly turns. Well, it turns a little slower, and then it seems like it kind of likes to drift just a hair more. May not be the case. It could just be my perception, but we'll see how the footage turns out. Also feels like it's kind of loose in terms of when you kind of rattle or shake. It feels like there's something kind of moving around. So I don't know. The GoPro camera grip is a really awesome product when it works right, but it just has all kinds of issues. Like right now, this is a new one, and it's not wanting to level right. It's tilted off to the left. So it's saying that, yeah. Oh well. How you doing?
How are you?
Good. This little section where it's coming down. This is not the falls, but yeah, still pretty neat. Huh, check this out. Little man-made dam. There's a structure, an old structure of some sort here. I have to remember to talk loud because the audio on this GoPro Hero 5, especially in the Karma, makes it muffled. Out of the Karma it's not too bad, but in the Karma makes it muffled. And I have another setup that I prefer as far as audio quality goes, and that's with my Sony FDR X3000, and then I have a video micro plugged into that, and it works really good. It's just not as compact, it's not as easy, and even though the FDR X3000 is got the better optical stabilization system, or the Boss system, or balanced optical steady shot, I think that's what it is. It's still not as good as a gimbal. I also have the DJI Osmo Mobile. Oh, you can see the falls up there. You may not be able to on the camera, but the Osmo Mobile just isn't quite really kind of good enough for me in terms of ease of use. It's heavy compared to this GoPro Karma grip. A lot heavier, and doesn't have the field of view with my iPhone 7. Instead of the 7 Plus, You could put a moment lens on it, but then you have to counterbalance it. It makes it heavier. So yeah, I really do prefer this camera grip, even though it does have its issues. And the thing that bothers you the most is, so I returned my old one and got a new one, and if this one doesn't work as good as my old one, I can't get the old one back because it was a return, obviously. So then it kind of upsets you because you're like, well, I went from bad to worse. But so far, I think it'll be okay. I stopped real quick on the trail and calibrated it, so you can do that rather quickly. And I am starting to break a sweat with this jacket on. Starting to have another decent elevation gain. I'll call this moderate versus your average person. And there's some kids up here. Here it is. That's pretty big. So here we go. This is definitely worth visiting. Tricky to get out here, but definitely worth it. Now the trail goes all the way up to the top, and I'm short on time today, so I'm actually not going to go all the way to the top, but you can go up there. And we've had a lot of, like I said, we had a lot of rain, so this thing is definitely going fast. And I can see why it stayed private for so long, because I mean, if I owned this land, I wouldn't want to give this up. This is beautiful, but it's too beautiful not to share, really. But this is almost like picturesque in terms of you know, movies or anything like that. See, that's the Catawba waterfalls in Pisgah National Forest, right off I-40 in Old Fort. And like I said, make sure that you put in your GPS that you want to go to the parking area, the Pisgah National Forest Catawba Falls parking area, because if you just put in Catawba Falls, it'll take you to a private access gated community that apparently whoever owned that land prior probably owned this as well. And it's got signs all over the place saying, you know, this is not access to the waterfalls, go to Old Fort. So definitely one of the best waterfalls I've seen yet. I would say it's going to rank currently number one on my list of waterfalls to see. So I'm on the way back from the falls, and the rain starting to pick up quite a bit. So I do have this umbrella that works really good. It's the GoLite used to make the umbrella that everyone loved, and this is actually the company that made GoLite's umbrella. I can't think of the name of it, but I'll throw the link in the description. Yeah, see, this sucker's moving pretty good now because this rain's picking up. So I really think the best time to come visit a waterfall is when it is raining. You know, just because you're gonna have that surge in water. I mean, within reason. I mean, obviously you don't want to be in a flood. You got to be smart about it. If it floods, you know, you have to be aware of that and take that into consideration. But this has high banks on either side, and even if it were to come a huge surge of water, it would not really flood. I mean, if you look here, you can tell that we're up a good ways here. Yeah, see, this camera doing the same thing the other one was. So it's not the gimbal that was on my old one, it's just an issue of GoPro. And so I don't know if there's a software update that you can do to the gimbal. I don't know, I'll have to look into that. But again, this is one of the best waterfalls. If you live in this area, you have to come check this out. It's just beautifully stunning. Pictures are not going to do it justice. The video's not going to do it justice. So